critical point as a country and pretty much as the world. So the Strait of Hormuz reports indicate that it's been closed again because Israel attacked Lebanon. With that, then the world finds itself again not being able to get resources that it needs for the economies to move forward. So with what is happening in the Middle East today, Hashi, geopolitically speaking, international relations, what does that mean for the world? And are we likely to see this end in time soon?
You know, I was here a month ago.
Yep.
Was it?
Yes.
Everything I said happened. Everything. Even I'm shocked. There's a saying that says déjà vu all over again. You know, déjà vu is French. You know, when you dream. And then you walk down the road and you see what you dreamt of.
Is happening.
So when that happens to you twice, you come humble. Now, the world has changed. And as usual, we in Africa, I always like to talk about our response as Africans, right?
Yes.
We are not changing with it. We are reacting to it. There's a guy called Dangote in Nigeria, who is not reacting to it. He's ahead of his time. The Europeans are lining up to buy oil in Nigeria. I mean, you know, I don't want to talk about gloomy things every time I come here.
True.
I want to talk about good news.
Let's talk about it,
You know, the good news, like the good book, you know, we have to talk about the good news. So Dangote built a refinery there when everybody thought he was crazy to build a refinery. You know, Nigeria is the third, fourth largest oil person in the world. And you know, if Nigeria stands up, all of Africa will stand up. Out of every 5 Africans, 1 is a Nigerian. It has some of the, you know, largest deposits of nearly everything, like many other African countries. We were just talking about the DRC, which has got every kind of mineral and every kind of resource. It's the greatest resource that the DRC ever had was Patrice Emery Lumumba. The one man who completely caught the consciousness of our continent, fought the world, was killed, along with other 10 million people from the DRC. You know, they speak about the Jewish Holocaust. They killed 10 million people in DRC. They cut their arms off, their legs when they could not till for them. So we have this other African in Nigeria who built a refinery. We in Nairobi want the oil there now, we in Kenya. All the region wants his oil, including South Africa. He was thinking ahead of his time. So I think that's a very important example of what we ought to do. Kenya is awash in oil, all over here in northern Kenya, in Turkana. It's a basin that goes all the way to Kisumu. Instead of waiting for the world to collapse, and then we start saying, where are we going to get our mandazi? The government, and of course the government is not going to do this because, you know, we have decided to think the way, you know, Mr. Gachagua was speaking there and Mr. Ruto was responding to them over there. They're talking about tribes. That's the political economy of our country. We have these politicians who are talking to 80% of the population who are under 25 and telling them about tribes, and these kids don't know anything about tribes. Including mine, including yours. So we have 2 pieces of hope. We have hope in Mr. Dangote because he built the refinery and Nigerian crude is being refined and being transported. Now, why did we not build a road from Lagos, across Chad, across to Port Sudan, across to Nairobi, to Cape Town, to all the other capitals, double carriageway, so that all the trucks could come and bring the oil? We buy it with an African currency, an African Union currency. You don't need to buy it in US dollars.
You know, it's a conversation that we've been having here in the need of Africa to look at solving its own problems internally.